the violent disorder at the start of the summer was not protest in any way, shape, or form. It was out and out disorder and violence. Since the Hamas attack on Israel, of course, we have seen lots of protest marches, the vast majority of which has been entirely sort of peaceful and good-natured. But of course, in amongst that, you're absolutely right. There have been people who've called for violence and hatred and so on. Of course, the context of dealing with that, whilst trying to keep a very large crowd safe, sometimes requires different policing responses. And I know my colleague, Assistant Commissioner Matt Twist from the Metropolitan Police, has given some reflections on that over the weekend and how we learn lessons. And of course, often what happens when offences are committed in those protest scenarios is sometimes it's not safe to act at the time, but you have to follow up later. I guess all of these things are examples of difficult policing judgments that we ask colleagues to make in the face of sort of high tensions and high pressures. And we don't always get them right 100% of the time. I think it would be to think that policing could get these judgments right all of the time. I mean, it's just not. Anybody that's been in these scenarios would know that that's not possible. And of course, sometimes there needs to be, investigations and reviews and follow-ups of course. And we adjust our tactics as we go along. I was reminded in the midst of all of this, when the debate around policing independence, operational independence, that a previous chief HMI, Sir Tom Windsor, had called public order policing the brain surgery of policing. Sometimes it's that complex to make these sort of judgments and disorders, and it's fine having seen a little bit of video clip that gives part of the picture and think, oh well, I'd do this or I'd do that, but in the overall context, these things are often really, really difficult.